Hey, so today we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can network without being slimy. My name's Eric Su. I'm the CEO of the digital marketing agency Single Grain, and if you want more videos like this around networking and relationship building in general, feel free to keep watching this video and check out the other batch as well. So, how do you network without being slimy? So when I first started networking back in the day, maybe, I don't know, when I was 25 or 24 years old, I'll go to these things and I'd stand in a little corner and I'd open my text message, my BlackBerry, whatever I was using at the time. My friend and I, we're both terrible at this. We're terrible at relationship building. And what we would do is we'd have our cards and we'd just try to machine gun the cards out. We weren't targeting anybody. We weren't even targeting events as well. So that's one of the things, right? When you go to networking events, the first thing is make sure that you're targeting the right event. So if, like, next week I'm going to a conference that has to do with cryptocurrencies, right? It's because I'm interested in that and I know like-minded people are going to be there. Now, if you're looking to learn more about marketing, well, you have to make sure that you attend a marketing-related networking event or a conference as well. Again, you're looking to meet like-minded people. The second thing is, you can hear me alluding to it a little earlier, when you think about networking, it seems really transactional. So instead of thinking about networking, think about relationship building. That's point number 2. So when you think about relationship building, it becomes different, right? It becomes about becoming friends with somebody else instead of saying, networking, I'm going to hand you a card and it's really transactional and I hope to do business with you. Those events or those networking kind of groups are awkward. I've been to some of those before where, somebody's like, I'm a lawyer or I'm a person in digital media and I'm looking to connect with these people. To me, it's really transactional. It doesn't work that well for me. For other people, maybe it works, but for me, building relationships works really well. So the other thing I would say is you want to focus on one person. So what I mean by that, focusing on one person means that you're not trying to hand out a bunch of cards at once. My thing is always when I attend conferences or when I go to these kind of small events, well, it's a lot easier when I think about connecting with one person on a deeper level because you go deeper, right? Instead of going wide, you go deep, right? So that's what you want to do because then you remember those people, and it's really hard to remember a lot of different people. At the end of the day, you leave a conference and you just dump out a bunch of cards on your table and you forget everyone that you met. That's not what you want to do. Fourth thing I'll say is, instead of going to these events, why don't you think about throwing events on your own? You don't have to throw like a happy hour or anything like that. If you want to start smaller first, start with dinners. If you're starting out, let's say you're coming out of college, well, connect with like-minded people that are looking to do the same thing, looking to get better at marketing, right? And then as you get better and better over time, maybe you are a director or maybe you are running your own business, you want to connect with like-minded people. So make sure that when you throw these dinners, you kind of become the center of attention. You are the connector, and you don't have to necessarily pay for everyone. You can create like an Eventbrite and then get people to pay for their own share as well. That's worked really well for me the last couple of years that I've been attending dinners, that I've been throwing dinners. When you're able to break bread with people, it just becomes really powerful and you connect at a deeper level and you share everyone's contact information afterwards. So instead of trying to go to these places, you become the center of attention. And eventually you can parlay that into, well, different events as well. The fifth and final thing is around speaking on webinars. Being able to keynote a conference in the very beginning, that was a result of me doing podcasts initially, and that led to webinars, right? And then that led to speaking engagements, and that led to keynotes. So every little one of these things builds on top of each other, right? Maybe you start with the dinners first, then you throw happy hours, then you just keep building on top of it. You're leveling up to get to the very end. And that works out really well because when you're speaking, people come up to you afterwards and you get to hang out with the speakers. We get the most value when we speak at conferences and we're able to connect with other people. Just really, the other speakers, I should say, because the other speakers, these are also power players themselves, and these are people that you want to be hanging out with, right? And there's always, 10, 15 or so other speakers that you get to hang out with. There's speaker dinners, things like that. So, I'm talking about this at the very end. You do need to build up and eventually get there. So these are just 5 ways to build relationships with people. These are 5 ways to network without being slimy, because nobody likes the slimy people. So if you want more videos like this around entrepreneurship, productivity, marketing, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.